Have you ever stopped to think about why no one ever really taught you what you're actually feeling? Why we learn math, chemistry, history, but when we come home crying, confused, or with anger exploding in our chest, the answer is always, calm down. Don't be like that. Get over it. What I'm going to show you in the next 12 minutes isn't therapy. It's the instruction manual that should have come with us when we were born. And I guarantee you, at least 3 of the emotions I'm going to explain here, you've been misunderstanding for your entire life. Let's start with the most misunderstood one of all. Before we dive in, you need to understand the difference between 2 things. Emotions are quick, automatic reactions from your body. Fear, anger, sadness, joy, disgust, surprise. They're universal. Every human feels them. They're survival responses. Feelings are more complex constructions your brain builds on top of those emotions. Anxiety, guilt, shame, envy, jealousy. They're learned. They vary from culture to culture. They're responses of meaning. And here's the secret nobody told you. Emotions show you what is happening. Feelings show you what that means to you. Today I'm going to translate 3 basic emotions and 5 complex feelings that everyone experiences, but almost no one truly understands. And I won't just explain what they are. I'll show you what to do when they show up. Because according to neuroscience, understanding isn't enough. You need to know how to act. So take a deep breath and come with me on this journey back inside yourself. Emotion 1. Anger. According to evolutionary psychology, anger is survival energy with direction. It's existed for millions of years because it protected our ancestors from threats, and it still works that way today. You know that feeling when heat rises, your chest tightens, you want to explode? Your body isn't betraying you. It's warning you. Something here violated your values, your boundaries, or your safety. It could be someone who disrespected your boundary. It could be an injustice you witnessed. It could even be you sabotaging what you want most. Anger isn't violence. Anger is fuel. The problem is most people either explode and hurt others, or implode and get sick. Healthy anger? It builds. It makes you stand up and say no. It changes systems. It protects the people you love. Think about every major social movement in history. Civil rights, women's suffrage, workers' rights. They all started with anger, but anger channeled into purpose, not destruction. What to do? Next time anger comes, don't ask, "Why am I angry?" Ask yourself, what boundary has been crossed? What value has been violated? And what constructive action can I take now? Transform the explosion into intentional action. That's the anger that changes lives. Emotion number 2. Fear. Fear is the oldest emotion that exists, and it saved your life more times than you can imagine. According to neuroscience, your brain has a structure called the amygdala, a primitive alarm system that detects danger. When something truly threatens you, a car coming at you, an aggressive dog, a physically dangerous situation, fear fires instantly. Heart races, muscles freeze or make you run, pupils dilate. This is pure fear, and it protects you. But there's a problem. Your amygdala didn't evolve for the modern world. It doesn't know the difference between a lion running at you and an email from your boss with the subject line, "We need to talk." So it fires the same alarm for both. That's when fear becomes anxiety, a feeling we'll talk about in a moment. Here's something most people don't realize. Real fear is a gift. It's your body's way of saying, "Pay attention right now, because something dangerous is happening." But we've been taught to suppress it, ignore it, push through it, and that's dangerous. What to do with real fear? Ask, is there physical danger now? If yes, act, run, fight, protect yourself. If no, breathe, and understand it's anxiety, not fear. Real fear lasts seconds. If it's lasting days, it's not fear. It's something else. Emotion number 3. Sadness. Studies in neuropsychology show that sadness is the brain's healing process. When you lose something, a person, a phase of life, a dream, your brain needs to reorganize how it sees the world. And sadness is that process happening. Think of sadness like a computer loading when you download a heavy file. It didn't crash, it's processing. And if you shut it down in the middle, you'll corrupt the file. That's what happens when you swallow tears. Pretend you're fine, bury the pain. You interrupt the healing process. And then it comes back. Heavier, more confusing, usually disguised as anger, anxiety, or a tiredness that never goes away. We live in a culture that's terrified of sadness. Keep your head up. Life goes on. Someone has it worse than you. But sadness isn't optional. It's necessary. I've learned this the hard way. Every time I tried to push through sadness without feeling it, it came back stronger. It was only when I finally let myself sit with it, really feel it, that it could do its job and move through me. What to do? When sadness comes, sit with it. You don't need to understand it. You don't need to fix it, you just need to allow it. Put on a song that makes you cry, write without a filter, cry in the shower if that's the only safe place you have. Sadness has an expiration date, but only if you let it do its work. Those are the 3 basic emotions your body has been using to communicate with you since you were born. Now comes the more complex part, the feelings we build on top of those emotions. And before we continue, if this is making sense, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because every week I dive into these topics that no one taught you in school, but that literally define how you live. Now, the 5 feelings. Feeling number 1, anxiety. Anxiety is fear of the future, and according to cognitive psychology, it's born from an illusion, the illusion of control. Remember when I talked about fear? Well, when fear fires but there's no real threat, your brain gets confused. It feels the alarm but doesn't see the danger, so it creates an imaginary danger in the future. What if I lose my job? What if nobody likes me? What if I fail? And you enter a mental loop trying to control something that hasn't even happened yet. Anxiety is your brain trying to protect you from a future it invented. Here's what helped me understand anxiety. It's not about the future at all. It's about now. It's about you not trusting that you can handle what comes. Think about it. When you're truly confident in your ability to handle challenges, anxiety loses its grip. Because it's not, what if this happens anymore? It's, and if that happens, I'll figure it out. What to do? Anxiety lives in the imagined future. So you need to bring your body to the present reality. The 4-7-8 technique. Breathe in for 4 seconds, hold for 7, release for 8. Do this 3 times. Your nervous system will understand there's no danger now, we can relax, and it works. Every time. Feeling number 2, guilt versus shame. Researcher Brené Brown spent 20 years studying this, and she discovered guilt and shame are emotional opposites. Guilt. I did something bad. Shame. I am bad. Guilt is about behavior. Shame is about identity. And according to her research, this difference is massive. Guilt makes you repair, apologize, change. Shame makes you hide, punish yourself, believe you don't deserve love. Shame is the voice that says, if people knew who you really are, they would abandon you. And it's born when, back in childhood, instead of correcting what you did, someone attacked who you were. You're stupid. You're disgusting. You're a mistake. I want you to understand something crucial. Shame thrives in secrecy. It grows in the dark, hidden places of your mind where you keep the parts of yourself you think are unlovable. But here's the thing about shame. It can't survive empathy. It can't survive being seen and accepted anyway. What to do? With guilt, act. Fix what can be fixed. Apologize if needed. Move forward. With shame, find one safe person and tell them the truth about what you feel. Because according to Brené Brown, shame cannot survive empathy. When you expose it to someone who loves you anyway, it loses its power. Feeling number 3, envy versus jealousy. Social psychology differentiates these 2 things clearly. Jealousy is the fear of losing a connection you cherish. A relationship, a friendship, a position, someone's attention. Envy is the pain of seeing a possibility in someone else's life that you desire for your own. Their success, their freedom, their recognition, their life path. They sound similar, but they're completely opposite in nature. Jealousy makes you cling, control, suffocate. Envy makes you diminish others or diminish yourself. But here's the insight. Both are alarms, not character flaws. Jealousy is warning you. You don't feel secure in this connection. Envy is warning you. You want this, and you don't believe you can have it. I used to think envy meant I was a bad person, until I realized envy is just my brain showing me what I desire. It's actually valuable information if I know how to use it. What to do with jealousy? Communicate. I need X to feel secure. Can we talk about this? If the answer is, you're crazy, you already know the problem isn't you. What to do with envy? Instead of stalking someone's life or feeling inferior, ask, what's stopping me from believing I can create this too? Spoiler, it's usually fear in disguise, and we can dismantle fear. Feeling the four, loneliness. Research in social neuroscience reveals loneliness isn't lack of people, it's lack of authentic connection. You can be at a party full of people and feel lonely. You can be in a relationship for years and feel lonely. Because loneliness isn't about quantity of people, it's about quality of presence. It's that feeling of nobody here really sees me, nobody understands. I'm surrounded, but completely alone. And according to studies, this hurts physically. Chronic loneliness activates the same brain areas as physical pain. Modern loneliness isn't about lack of people. It's about lack of being seen. Everyone's together, but everyone's on their phones. Everyone asks, "How are you?" but nobody waits for the real answer. Here's something I learned. You can't cure loneliness with more people. You cure it with deeper connection. One person who truly sees you is worth more than 100 acquaintances who don't. What to do? Stop trying to fill loneliness with random or superficial people. That only makes it worse. Look for one person who sees you, who asks, "How are you really?" and sits to listen. Don't have someone like that yet? Be that person for someone else, because true connection isn't found. It's built, and it starts with vulnerability. If this video is making you rethink everything you've been feeling, leave a like. Because YouTube needs to know that deep content matters more than shallow trends. One more feeling. And it's the most powerful one. Feeling number 5. Hope. According to positive psychology, hope isn't naive optimism. It's a cognitive survival strategy. Some people think hope is for the naive, that it's denying reality. Wrong. Hope is looking at the most brutal reality of your life and still whispering, "What if there's another way? What if I can be different from this?" Hope is what survives after disappointment. It's what makes you try again when everything went wrong. It's the last thing to die. And there's a scientific reason for that. Because without hope, there's no change, no healing, no fresh start. Studies show that people with high hope have more resilience, better mental health, and greater capacity to overcome trauma. I've been in places where hope felt stupid, where it felt like lying to myself. But I've learned this. Hope isn't feeling like it will work out. It's acting even without certainty. And that's pure power. Look at how much science you just learned in 11 minutes. 3 basic emotions. Anger as energy, fear as protection, sadness as a healing process. 5 complex feelings. Anxiety as fear of an imaginary future, guilt and shame as opposite paths. Envy and jealousy as different signals. Loneliness as lack of being seen. Hope as a survival strategy. Now you have the map. But a map won't take you anywhere if you don't start walking. So I want to ask you 3 questions, and I want you to answer to yourself, not to me. 1. Which of these emotions or feelings are you most afraid to feel? 2. Which one have you been pretending doesn't exist? 3. And which one will you start interpreting differently starting today? Because you are not your emotions. You are not your feelings. You are the one who chooses what to do with them. And that is the freedom nobody ever told you was yours all along. If you made it this far, I want to know, which of these emotions or feelings has most defined you throughout your life? Comment below, because your story might be exactly what someone needs to read today to feel less alone. And if you want to dive even deeper, the next video is about how to heal emotional wounds that nobody sees. Subscribe, turn on notifications, and come with me on this journey back inside yourself. See you there.